Hello. I just woke up and I just had this just struck me like lightning. I have to make this video. I feel like Sherlock Holmes with this eccentric deep diving investigator. Who needs an assistant because he's so in his mind dissociating, just investigating things so much and pondering stuff so much that he needs an assistant to get by. But anyway, this is it. The Goetic Demons, they are polar opposite to the God in the Hebrew and Christian Bible. And the God in the Christian Hebrew Bible is just the worst of the Jupiterian Peicean, narcissistic, psychopathic, human ego, lower id identity. The demons, the Goetic demons, have fought this God, meaning this narcissistic, psychopathic, lower id of the human, for over 2,000 something years. I think they just last for about 2,300 to 2,400 years or something. Just living in the lower id of this age, fighting this God in the Bible. That's just the lower id of the narcissistic, the worst of the narcissistic, masculine, Jupiterian, Peicean, lower id ego. And that means that it stands for just pure. It's just pure slavery and victim mentality. So that's what narcissism and codependency is. Just pure slavery, victim mentality. So that means they are all, the Goetic demons are all themselves more or less narcissists and psychopaths, or codependents, or a combination of them, or something in between. Because you can't live and grow with these beings without becoming one yourself. You see, the codependent is a resilient narcissist, and the narcissist is just the rigid one, a rigid one. So, and I know this because I've been one and healed. And I have studied this deeply with narcissism and codependency, believe me. All this, narcissism, codependency, trauma, PTSD, complex PTSD, etc., to solve my own life puzzle. Because I grew up with these people. One collapsed narcissist, BPD, because she has a lot of BPD traits, my mother. And one rigid, my father. And this is diagnosing in simple terms, because then these when in relationship, these war with each other, these people, and they can flip each other over. So they switch. So they can switch between who's the rigid one and who's the resilient one. who's the narcissist and who's the codependent. They can, when they fight, they can flip each other into each other's opposite poles. And of course, with all the pain that comes with it, this being in that programming, they are also alcoholics. They have to drink to get relief, because that's the real life hell, living in that state with that being codependent, narcissistic, with that kind of neural wiring. That's the real life hell, living in that. And I have followed and studied under those who are at the forefront of all this, those who have learned through real life experience and healed and are now coaching around this topic. They who are at the fringe, typically, of me being Saturnian. I can't respect or listen to you if you haven't gone through it in real life and healed from it yourself. Before you teach about anything. I can't listen like I can't listen to psychologists who are just indoctrinated in the old slave system. It has just hurt me going to psychologists. For therapy, because all they say and what because all they do is just sit there silently, and you're just supposed to talk and talk and talk. And like if you have if you have complex PTSD, that would just make you worse, but they have no idea about this. So all they say is just you're just supposed to sit there and ramble about your childhood experience, just being thrown back into complex PTSD, emotional flashbacks, while they just sit there, listen, and ask you, what do you do when shit goes to hell, and how do you solve that, and when you feel like this or that, etc. And I'm there thinking like, that's why I'm here with you. You're supposed to answer what the fuck I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to be the knowledgeable one here about psychology and all this. What the fuck are you asking me what to do and how I solve it? And you know, but they come with no solutions because they haven't gone through anything themselves. And I'm just wondering what the fuck you sit here with a title for. If title that says that you're supposed to help me with my psychological problems, but just asking me what to do about it. What do you do about it? What do you do then? And how are you going to solve that? And da. Coming with no solutions. When they are supposed to be the solution, helping me. Coming to them with all my shit and all my problems and troubles. But no. Like when I said I'm sure I have PTSD, they just said no, that's just for veterans coming back from war. Just bullshit. Because they are indoctrinated in that system, in those manuals, those psychological manuals that say that's just for war. Now veterans come back from war, but now it's coming from the fringes that it isn't just so. Because growing up with narcissists it's just you're a hostage to them, and their wills always surpasses yours. They treat you like an extension of themselves, like you're supposed to be just like them. Otherwise you don't cut it. They don't see you as a real life or autonomous being. So it's just like being a war, being in war, in hostage, taken as a hostage. And these people at the fringes, they know this. They are, like in the United States, they are really on this. In Sweden, they I don't know what to say. We're so far behind here, but so the psychologists, they have just studied in the fucking system. That's this fucking old Jupiterian slave system. Most of them just rich people who don't know shit about being poor or broken, haven't undergone anything that they are supposed to mend. So they have no solutions whatsoever. You just get unvalidated and feel so alone and hurt, thinking you were finally at the mercy of someone competent enough to help you in your torment. And they sit there with titles, making so much fucking money off just pure, totally unknowledgeable and just indoctrinated, just slaves, just pure bullshit, and they make so much money. It's so painful, and I get so angry. I get rageful. I have to try to calm down. It's Pluto. I get so angry now. But this is just, it's just the lowest of the Peicean. The lowest of the Pisces is just slavery. I'm gonna go through the higher and the lower later. But I just want to say something in between. You can be sure that these demons in the Goetia are in this victim-slave mentality. Because you can't be in such close relation to a narcissist. Refer to what I said before, they fought the Christian, the narcissistic lower id ego of the human for thousands, over 2,000 years. So you can be sure that they are in this victim-slave mentality, because you can't be in such close relation to a narcissist being so traumatized without becoming one yourself. Look to the vampire myth. That's a reference to narcissists. And these demons, they are vengeful. Like narcissists. They practice the lower, this really low vengefulness. And the more traumatized and undeveloped these demons are, the more traumatized and underdeveloped these demons are, the more vengeful they are. And for example, Belial, he chose to be just like his enemy, but worse. If you study the Bible, somewhere in there it says, and I have learned this from a man on YouTube who studies the Bible and the demons and what it says about the demons in the Bible. If you so somewhere in there, it says that Belial swore to be the worst of the fallen angels that the world has ever seen. So you can draw conclusion then how narcissistic and psychopathic is. So sworn to be he became just like the worst of the fucking God in the Hebrew Christian Bible, but worse. So you see, he's just a broken spirit soul. A narcissist oh, he's bad. It's bad. He's really broken. Narcissist with a lot of BPD traits. The dark triad is psychopath. I don't remember now in my head. But you can look it up, the dark triad. It's BPD, narcissism, and psychopathy. I don't remember. But it's called the dark triad. Look it up. So don't fear him. Don't fear Belial. He's just broken. He's just in need of healing. He's more okay with me speaking about this, saying this than he has ever been. Oh, he has abused me for telling him this, because narcissists are very proud of themselves. They think they are perfect as they are, and they don't want to listen to anyone. If you say they need healing, that means there's something wrong with them, and they get narcissistic injuries, and you get abused. I've been so severely abused by this demon. So what I'm saying is that he's just like the worst of the Christian Hebrew Bible, the worst of the narcissistic low ego of the human, but even worse than that, because narcissists, they just overpower each other worse narcissistically. And he just chose that to overpower narcissistically, be just like his enemy, but worse, like many narcissists do. But anyway, yeah, so it means if they aren't evolved enough in their spirits or souls, or in themselves, to end up somewhere in the middle during this stride that they went through, and have the urge to want to heal, that means that they will try to enslave you. Because that's what narcissists and codependents do. The low red of the Picean era. That's what they do. What the dark triad does. I shall explain the lower, middle, and higher of the sign Pisces. Yeah, that Jupiter has ruled for so many years, that has possessed all humans. And the more unconscious, undeveloped the human is, the worse this possession of the God of the Hebrew Bible has affected them. Yeah, and if you see the sign of Pisces, the two fishes swimming in opposite directions, that's the split, the human split. If you know the narcissist is split, and the codependent is split, and you have to research psychology to understand what the split means. But you can refer to the myth of the angel on one side of the shoulder and the devil on the other side. You have a split consciousness. Yeah, I should see if I can find the book. Hold on. Because I know it in my inner knowing that the lowest of the Pisces is just pure slavery, and the highest is unity consciousness, the resurrected life, unity consciousness, and moksha. Let's see if I can. I have read this book. I'm very mercurial. I have both my moon in my tropical chart. I have both my moon, my sun, and Mercury, the Lord, in Virgo. So I'm very mercurial, and I'm born under this the 36th cycle of the sun. But I'm born under Mercury's year and Mercury's day, number 5. And Mercury is also my ascendant point in Vedic astrology is 0. And the planet that will help you the most is the most with a degree, or is one of your greatest allies, planet allies, is the one with the degrees closest to ascendant, and Mercury is at 0, and my ascendant is 0. So he helps me. So he is one of my. He's very close to me, and with that stellium with so many planets there, I'm very mercurial also. Virgo and mercurial. That's why I'm so virtuous, because Virgo, the Virgin Mary, very virtuous. You see, let's see if I can find the I have the esoteric astrology book here, but a very good one. That was Libra. Where the fuck is the Piscean? Let's see, here it is. We have Scorpio. Let's see when we come to. This book is very good. It's by Alan Oaken. Soul-Centered Astrology by Alan Oaken. There's Capricorn. Here is Aquarius. And then comes Pisces. Let's see. I shall read the Piscean keywords here. The lowest, the lower ego. Opaque water. Medium, unconscious responsiveness. Sensation, undisciplined life. Bondage, addictive, slave. Fixed, when you're in between. In your soulless evolution. Translucent water, mediator, directed sensitivity, compassion, crucified life, reorientation, preferential servant. Cardinal, that's when you have merged with your soul. Waters of life, savior. Universal inclusivity, identification, resurrected life, liberation, moksha, detached server. You serve the world and all beings in it, on it, and Gaia herself. You know. You look to the best of all beings, to the best interest of all beings alive. and everything has a soul, and everything is alive. So I mean, I'm even when I'm cutting a plant, I'm like, oh, bless you, like I say, oh, like Buddha, you know. But anyway, so that's so this is the psychology. I have Ketu with Jupiter in Ketu with Jupiter in my Vedic chart in Scorpio, the psychologist, the deep diving researcher of all things, and the demons don't like that I research their psychology, believe me. And then I have yeah, the Goetic Demons that are here. They don't like it. Some are more okay with it, some are lesser okay with it. Belial has abused me so much over this. He has he has chosen to stay here himself, so he's fully responsible for his own emotions, going through this, choosing to his own will to stay here, even though he can't stand it and tolerate it, and he abuses me for it. And that's also a funny thing, that when the demons are around you in the astral, you can get away from them, and they hear and see all you think and feel, and it's their responsibility, if they can handle what you think and feel, to leave, because you can't get away from them, you see. But they still think they have the right to get angry with you for what you think and feel, when it's their choice, when they choose to be around you, and you can't hide anything from them. I mean, if I could get away from them and hide all I think and feel from them, I would, believe me. But it's an impossibility. So they are fully responsible for all their ego narcissistic injuries that they get from being around me. But they just don't get it. They don't take responsibility for it, and I mean, it's just such a mess. Those who are worst, and the worst among these who are here are Lilith and Belial. Paimon I see as I haven't been so much in touch with him, but he's I think he's a resilient narcissist, codependent one, and I have an interview planned with him. I planned to do it last night, but I got so tired of all of it, so I had to just get drunk and just flip out a bit, and so I just fell asleep instead. But where was I? But yeah, Lucifer takes responsibility. He kind of if it's too much, he just goes away. He isn't so narcissistically damaged. He can take responsibility for his own feelings, I feel. And and his ego isn't so damaged like Belial's and Lilith's, and who are here more here. Lucy Future for Cal, I haven't, I'm a little bit, I have told Lucy Future for Cal that don't approach me too closely, because I will just gaze your soul and I will just see everything inside you that needs to be transformed. And if you can't handle it, like if you have a harsh narcissistic ego and just going to get narcissistic injuries, don't approach me too closely, because it would just be if you can't take fully responsibility for your own narcissistic injuries, it's just going to be a pure abusive, unhealthy relationship. And he has stayed I can feel him, but he has stayed in the background. So because I this is like the first thing I uttered to all demons. I'm Scorpio. I'm going to see everything inside you that needs to be transformed. And if you're highly narcissistic, you're gonna get narcissistic injuries, and I'm gonna get abused. So if you don't want to heal all of this, if you are a narcissist, don't come close to me. Don't if you want to stay a narcissist, don't seek close relationship with me. Yeah, was that everything I was going to say? Oh, I'm so I could really need an assistant. And I'm thinking about the last Sherlock Holmes video with what is he called, Junior? I feel like him just chaotically who has his assistant. But anyway, and I get so funny when I think about it. But anyway, so yeah, I think that was all for now. So what all the YouTubers say? What is it they say? Support, subscribe, and like and share. This is important for people who are planning to seek these demons, to understand their psychology and to be able to resist and fight them if they try to if they are narcissistic and try to enslave them or get abused by them, or to see this before so they can decide not to work with them. I mean, there are gods who are better if you wanted to work with the spiritual and gods and stuff. There are healthy gods like Shiva or Saturn. He's difficult, but he isn't abusive. When it comes to love, he has his narcissist. He has a narcissistic ego, Saturn, and he's love scared. So falling in love with him, trying to be his wife, that has been very abusive. Because I just see what needs to be transformed him in, and he's impossible. Has been impossible. And none of these masculine beings here that are here, there's a video on what gods I have, I haven't gotten so close to Shiva, but I'm so averse to trying to practice love with these God beings now that I just fuck love with all of you, or being in close Shiva Shakti loving relationship, because I practice unconditional love, and they are totally oblivious. They cannot practice unconditional love. They are not in the highest masculine able to practice unconditional love. None of the masculine gods here, and none of the feminine demon goddesses here either. So yeah, and for a woman, yeah, I mean, when we just fall in, I mean, we are love incarnate. So I mean, but have that in mind when working with the gods, and it's the same with Jupiter. So just know when it comes to love that is yeah, they can't practice unconditional love. I have a video on what beings are here in the astral with me, so you can see, so you can protect yourself and be aware of that if you decide to work with them anyway, or anything like that. I don't know what Shiva should be able to practice unconditional love, because that's what he stands for in the tantric. He's the only one who truly is fit for the divine feminine. And you know, when the feminine has done all its work and incarnates love, Shiva is supposed to be the only one to match that. But with all the because all the masculine gods here has fallen in love with me, and I have fallen in love with them, but it has just been a mess of love triangles, and I mean there are more than 3 here, so it has just been a chaotic love, fucking harmful to me mess, because I know the unconditional love, and I know when they put up conditions for love, and the masculine isn't supposed to do that. Because I know Tantra, I've deep dived into Tantra, so I know the highest of the masculine. At his lowest, he just wants sex out of the feminine. That's all he gets out of her, and he just creates problems instead of solving it. And the masculine is here to solve problems, not create problems. Oh, I get so tired. But David Data, read all his books on Tantra. He has a book called I have all his books that are, I have a hard time reading textbooks, but I have no problem reading listening. I shall see in my library here if I can refer you to his books. David Data. He has a Data. He has a YouTube channel also. So all the books that I have, all his books that is available on Audible, and so if you want to deep dive into Tantra and learn what the highest of the masculine and feminine is, and the point of Tantra, to get to know the forces within and get them to the divine union internally, and so you can practice this with a partner if you meet one. I mean, not many dive so deep into this and work so much deeply on themselves. So the chance of me, for example, meeting a partner, mastering all this at the same level as me, that chance is so low. It's almost I mean, I don't count on it. But anyway, it's worth it for your own sake anyway, because if you are love incarnate, you really don't need it from anyone else. So the great book, The Way of the Superior Man. These are by David Data. Intimate Communion. Enlightened Sex, and Dear Lover. And then he has, you can download on Audible also some shorter, what's it called, when he just stands in front of a group and teaches. But you can see many of those on YouTube also. I think he has a YouTube channel where he talks all about this. It's very funny. I find him very funny and easy to listen to. So great teacher on this. Yeah, I have seen Indian gurus also talk about this, and the channels I follow. But it was a long time ago. I was onto their channels, so I don't know if I can find them and link them. But I shall see. Yeah, I think I said the subscribe, thumbs up, and support. But anyway. No, that was all. I even got out more than I had planned. So peace, love, and greatness to all. May all be great. May all find greatness within themselves. Bye.